Decent investor here, back once again. Company we're going to be talking about today is a company that has deals with 80% of all NFL players in the last 5 years. Now, it's probably not the company that you're going to be thinking of. This company has deals with people such as Michael Parsons, Juju Smith-Schuster, Dak Prescott, Justin Jefferson, Trey Lance. I'm talking some big name people here. This company is Sleep Number. They are a bed and bedding company that specializes in the beds where you can adjust the level of height and the firmness and support that you get in it. So they're most known for that, as I said. They also offer bedding products such as pillows, sheets, and other bedding accessories. They generate revenue by directly selling those things, their beds and bedding products, to consumers, but they also have revenue through partnerships such as the NFL one that I mentioned before, though that is just business to consumer. But they also have deals with hotels and other commercial clients. They are currently headquartered in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they were founded in 1987 by Bill and Joan McLaughlin, something along those lines. Before founding Sleep Number, Bill McLaughlin worked in the bedding industry for many years. He developed and patented the air chamber technology that allowed the user to adjust the firmness and support of their mattresses. Once he developed that technology and got it patented, they went out and they began to work under the company Sleep Number that they created. Since then, they've been a leading player in the bedding industry. Their current CEO is Shelly Ibach. She has a bachelor in marketing degree in finance from the University of Minnesota. Perfect, as that's where they've been headquartered and were founded. She's been with them for over 20 years, and she was previously the president and was responsible for leading the company's product development, marketing, and sales efforts for Sleep Number. Even more previously than that, she had leadership positions at companies such as Intuit and Honeywell. As kind of alluded to, the sector that they are in is that sleep and bedding industry. They're commercial, consumer products that they're selling to consumers. Some of their competitors are people and companies such as Tempur-Pedic, Casper, Purple, and Satva. I think that's how you say it. And kind of just my takeaway from this, I'm not really an expert in the mattress or bedding industry whatsoever. They seem to be a more high level and just overall like higher quality mattress compared to other mattresses that are out there. You know, they got two sides that can change height levels and firmness. So they're definitely more on the more expensive end. I think if they continue to make deals with, the NFL players and that whole NFL side, do marketing like that, and get into those hotels, especially luxury hotels, I think people will really kind of fall in love more with their product and continue to buy it, and it will be seen more as that luxury brand, that people want something like that. And kind of with that being said, they've already been in the industry for, I believe it's about 30 years now. So kind of just going off that, I don't think they're going anywhere. They may have some trouble, given the current economy, but I don't think they're going anywhere. Finishing up this video, it's out all day, but we left off looking at the technical analysis in the charts of this stock here. We could see that the high for the past year was around $80, or it was $80.77, and the low was $23.61, representing a 71% decrease over time. The 1 year chart is pretty interesting because they have steadily increased like this entire year. It's just been a slow decline the whole time. It's currently at $26.60 with an RSI of 45, and the MACD is pretty much just flat. The numbers I'm saying and the numbers in the pictures here are a little bit different. That's because I took these pictures yesterday because, well, I just didn't feel like replacing them today because pretty much the same thing. Anyways, the moving averages on the 1 year chart look like they would suggest that the stock would increase over time because the 200-day moving average is more representative of the stock over time. So we would see potentially a increase coming in the future here. Based off these charts, I would be kind of interested in buying right now, and that's also based off of what everything else that we know, and that they've been a leading company in the industry for the past 30 years. They got a lot of cash at hand, but we'll get more into the financials later. Um, but I think it's really dependent on what kind of investor you are and what your horizon is for how long you want to hold a stock like this. Um, there's not really any significant like signs that there's going to be an upswing in the near future, so it's really kind of just a long game with this one. When we do the financial analysis here, when looking at Sleep Number, we see that they do make money, so we're going to be looking at them as a value stock rather than a growth stock. So when we do that, the number one thing I look for is the EPV EV. So for Sleep Number, it was currently 0.1 for the last quarter. Typically, we look for it to be over 1 as a good value stock or as a potential good value stock. But like I've said in my other videos, it's pretty rare to be over 1. So we kind of just use it as a sign. But in their latest annual earnings, the EPV EV was, it was actually 1.3. That was last year. So at that time, we had them at a value of $34.09. At the time, they were overvalued. Right now, however, they look like they are undervalued as the stock is only around $26. But with that being said, we should see new annual numbers come out for this past year in February. I believe it's February 15th. But we'll get a little bit more into that later. The current PE is 11.48 for the day. It was 12.4 when those annual earnings had come out before last year. So as of right now, it's not trading at a crazy high multiple. It's actually really close to the multiple that it was trading at last year when we said the stock would have been undervalued. Or sorry, when the financials that are saying the stock is currently undervalued came out. So with that, my takeaway is kind of there are good signs in that the stock would seem to be undervalued currently. This company is more of a luxury brand in the way, things have kind of seemed in a recession and, a current, continuing recession that we're having. I don't see many people luxury spending in that way. So I would be interested in seeing how their new annual financials come out. We'll put it that way. It really just depends what the stock does over the next, I guess, month, and if I'm willing to kind of make the bet and think that they might beat expectations or analyst predictions, but that's just something I'll have to look at for the next month. But with that being kind of said, this stock's not really covered by many analysts, according to the data that I've looked at. There have been no reports within the last month, but they expected the EPS for quarter 4 to be down, and for the entire year to be down as well. However, 2023 and 2024 are expected to be increases from this year on, and also sales are not really expected to change much, which is kind of interesting. But as a kind of established company, they do kind of a consistent number of sales over time. We're not really looking at them as a growth company either way. With that being said, overall takeaways here, this is definitely kind of an interesting value stock, and I prefer investing in value stocks, but I would need to do some more research on what I believe the company should be valued at right now. Like I said, that $34 comes from last year's annual numbers. This year's should come out in February, so if I can predict what I think it might actually be worth and what they might show in these finances, I could better understand whether or not this would be a good investment over this next month and a half and even afterwards. With that being said, if you're a long-term investor, I don't think it's a bad idea to hop in. I think this company's here to stay. They got a lot of cash on deck. They've been established for 30 plus years. They're a leader in the industry. They've got these NFL deals. I don't know. I think they're pretty cool bets. If I had tons of money, I'd buy one myself. They got great technology and, overall just a good leader in the market. If you are a short-term investor, I don't think I would invest right now. I would watch and see what happens maybe leading up to earnings period. And I don't know. I would think my money would be better elsewhere over the next, when I say short-term investing, I'm thinking, under a year. So I don't think this would be the best stock to put your money in for if you're looking for returns within a year. But who knows? I think this stock will kind of tank a little bit if the market continues to tank. So that's kind of why I'm saying that. Um, but yeah, I would maybe consider investing around that earnings period. So that's the end of my video here. Thank you guys for listening. If you made it this far, sorry if I'm a little sniffly or congested, a little sick here, but made the video anyways. Just trying to do what I can. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Definitely comment new stocks, because I don't really like picking stocks that I find on my own. It's more interesting when someone else does it for you. So follow all the channels, Fairly Decent Investor, Instagram, Twitter, don't really use that much. Definitely the YouTube here. And yeah, thanks for listening.